So what I was planning on doing was, for dramatic effect, I was going to hold up two like stacks of papers basically, and show like cease and desist, or else type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really only like a paragraph anyway. So, but then the music could have kicked in after that, like cease and desist. We will not cease and desist. We are doubling down. You're doubling down.
Hey, buddy. It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you as well.
It's good to hear your voice.
Good to see your face.
What are we talking about today? Did we fully explain the cease and desist, that we got a cease and desist from somebody who said we can't call ourselves 50 is the new 30? I feel like we didn't fully explain the nature of the cease and desist.
Some asshole out there emailed me, hey, you
should we call him an asshole right away? Like, should we?
It's true. We should be nice. So to answer your question of like what's going on, well, there was just a bullshit email sent threatening that, and I'm saying fuck you, suck it, because I've already now filed for the trademark, which you don't have a trademark, suck it. So we now have a trademark filed, right? It's I
really wonder if I guess that's what we're doing.
That's what LegalZoom is for.
That's
right. You pay OJ Simpson's lawyer like $250, whatever, and he takes care of it.
God rest his soul. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. We go for it. Balls out.
Yeah, and so
sometimes you hide the balls out until later. Like you go balls out, but behind the scenes, right? The balls are out, but they're behind the pants. They're outside the underwear, but inside the pants.
Oh, that's painful.
So like
what if somebody goes commando?
I know you're this like, I'm talking 80-20 rule here, David. Like, the majority of people aren't commandoing life. They've got underpants and pants.
So I've been through phases in my life. I have gone commando for years. I went commando. No one knew. I was at work. I'm at the office. I'm walking around. I'm getting coffee. I'm at the water cooler. Whatever, right? I'm shooting the shit with people. There's nothing. There's nothing there, right? Like underneath, obviously the top layer. But I went years, and then I've gone back and forth with it. But because then once you start getting into that, like the marketing gets me, right? When you start getting like Justin Bieber is wearing like Calvin Klein's, right? He's got his sexy boxers on, or whoever, right? It gets me. And then it's like, oh, well, I want to be like him. Look at all the women and stuff flocking around because of those good looking briefs, you know what I mean? Or whatever they're called. Not the banana hammock, not that for briefs. No, we're talking like the little shorts, makes you look sexy. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe sometimes you show the band, the waistband, so it has the label on it, right? Sometimes maybe when you want to slowly undress for your wife, there's a little more mystery and excitement there, a little more unwrapping of the present, right?
Sure. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I'm
birthday.
In the currently non-commando era right now. The banana hammock, please tell me you're not one of those guys. The little panties, like the male panties.
No. I mean, most of the time, there's an occasional time where I'm low on boxers, and I have some small, and they're not full hammock, but they're like a I don't know what you call them. They're like whatever you go up from boxer brief. It's just like shy of a thong. Maybe it is a banana hammock. But it's only when I'm really low on laundry, I'm really far behind, and that's all that's left in the underwear drawer, and I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it.
But if you didn't have those, then your emergency go-to panties would be just more boxer briefs. See how that works?
Well, if I was up on my laundry, then I wouldn't have the emergency situation. This is like.
But why not get rid of those and buy more boxer briefs?
I could, but then I feel like I would just delay the laundry. I'm pretty sure that's not what we were talking about. What happened?
That was not a planned discussion.
I wasn't planning on that.
And now I'm uncomfortable. I feel physical pain. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel uncomfortable, but in a different way. It's not physical exactly.
Okay. So, and by the way, you got a buddy that wants to make a song, wants to make a jingle. Anybody who wants to help out the cast and doesn't want to get paid to do so, more than let's do it. Let's do it.
I have a friend, a dear friend, super competent musician, very talented, great production work. And he saw a little bit of our stuff and he was like, hey, I'm into it. And it got him inspired. He hasn't been doing music in a while. Because, life takes over. It's hard. You got your job, you got family, kids. And he saw this and it got his creative juices flowing. He was like, let me do the song. And I was like, I would love if you did this song. I mean, I have nothing but faith in the guy. He's wonderful. Wonderful. So he may kick us over a little song.
I mean, anybody who wants to help out with the cast, right? Be part of the street team, and lend a helping hand, bring it on. You guys, if somebody wants to spend time and energy and effort, great.
Goes a long way for me to have somebody who's just it's not BS, it's not just somebody blowing smoke.
Yeah. It's genuine. And so what's weird about that is somebody else being inspired by something we're doing and then hearing that they're inspired inspires me to keep doing. I mean, it's like a circle.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
But it's great. I really like it. And that's great. I like hearing that.
There is a more genuine interest. And I don't think it's because 50 is the new 30. Yeah. Drawn back to the title. I don't think it's because we've all just matured and we're all just recognizing what people's interests are in a different way. I think there is something that is genuinely more bonding about what it is that we're talking about, that people are like, I can identify with some of that stuff. I'm not sure if everybody's bonding with the, balls out of the underwear, but still in the pants.
Or the claw. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom's...
I actually had a lot of people respond to me about the claw. I had people unsolicitedly, taking a dump later, be like, I used the claw, or I did not use the claw. I was like, wow, I never thought that would be the thing. I'm going to eat while I still can, because if I'm not going to be able to do this once we get Snoop Dogg on the show.
I have reached out to Snoop and Snoop's people, and we have yet to get a response.
Really?
Hey, but you got to put things out there. You positive energy in the universe, Joshua. Because I'll tell you what, there's two people that come to mind right off the bat for me. Okay, one.
Who's our first guest, David?
Oh, it could be one of two people. Snoop. Okay. Obviously, Snoop probably knows a lot of Keelo G's. You know what I'm saying? In a different realm.
I've never heard Keelo G in my life. I'm sorry. This is a reference you keep making.
Yeah,
because I'm a lot of Keelo G's running around. I don't know. So I missed that.
There's probably a completely different perspective that somebody like himself. He's 53 now or something, right? But he can bring a totally different perspective than look at us. Look at us two white dudes. You know what I mean? We have a certain life and a certain upbringing and all that, but we need a different perspective from people. One, he's a good husband. He's a good father. He's a smart businessman. There's a lot of good things with Snoop, and it would be an honor to have Snoop on the podcast.
It would be a ridiculous honor. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
And two, so we're looking at you, Snoop. I'm looking at the camera. Josh, you got to look at the camera while I look at the camera. So we're both looking at the.
Yeah.
Wait, please, Snoop we're putting
Mr.
it
Dog.
out there. You got to
Would
respond.
you please? Can we? We just want to talk to you a little bit. We just want to ask you questions. We have some. I want to cook a casserole, and I know you were on the show with Martha Stewart, and I saw you had some pretty intense casserole cooking skills, and I thought maybe we could come talk about that. And
no,
is that not right? Is that not right either?
No, 50 is the new 30, Josh. So there's got to be things where he's like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm 53. I don't feel fucking 53. I feel like I'm 33. Right? 53 is the new 33.
Are we sure he's 53?
In his world. I think maybe it's, you know what? I could be completely wrong. So I am sorry if I am wrong. But point is, he's probably got some takes on things, and maybe he doesn't feel like he's 53 and whatever. Right? That's our whole thing. I feel like
he's got to feel younger than he is.
That's what I'm saying.
Period. That's the point, right? Whatever the age is,
yes.
Yes. I think no way he doesn't feel younger than he actually is. Right?
Are you looking at me or are you looking at the camera? You look like you're looking at the camera and not at me, angled, Josh.
I'm still talking to Snoop, I thought.
Oh, okay. So second is
talk to David for a while.
We desperately need a female point of view on the show. I want Sarah Silverman because she's like she's. I've always felt like her sense of humor is very similar to mine. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But in a female form, and she's funny. She's established. She has her own podcast, which with when we get to the housekeeping, we can explain how many subscribers and how we can help her. Right? She can help us. We can help her.
I'm sure we can offer her so much. Yeah.
So housekeeping. Last week, at this exact same time last week, I believe we had 74 subscribers. As of right now, I just looked a few minutes ago before we started. 233. So congratulations on breaking 100.
I don't
200. I mean, come on now. We did 74 in however many weeks. Now we're at 233. So
I think it's funny. I want to just tell people behind the scenes, we text each other, and every time Dave or Keelo, whoever this guy is, he sends me a note. He's like, "Here's the number. Here's the count, the subscriber count," and I'm like, "What? Why? Who? Why? Who?"
How?
What's going on?
So you know what? The other thing is too, we're not paying for this. There are sites out there that you can pay a certain amount of money. They'll give you fake views, fake subscribers, fake likes, all that stuff. You pay them like $50. They'll give you 500 subscribers or whatever.
Oh no!
But they're all from like somewhere in Russia, you know what I mean, or somewhere in India, and that all in a 5-minute span, and it looks completely obvious, and it ruins your channel, and it ruins everything. And it's not. That's not what we're doing here, Josh. This is organic growth. We are growing this thing from scratch. We're not going to cheat the system and do that whole thing. So
no, I'm just surprised.
I think that's the housekeeping. We're not. I think really the housekeeping is. Well, the housekeeping could have been the cease and desist, and then the subscriber count. And thank you everybody who's joining the journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash the like button.
Smash it. Can I tell you, as a 50-something-year-old person who's actually 47, I hate the term smash. You know that smash, I came to realize this. I learned this from a younger family member. Smash means like having sex. Not that this means having sex.
Right.
But this is what smash seems like to me. So smash.
Yeah, it's not a sexy term.
It's so not sexy. But it's like, yeah, we smash. Like, can you stop? I feel sick. Like, you know, when people, they say like moist, you know, how a lot of people have a button on moist. I'm like,
yes.
Like smash is like my moist. It's bad. I don't want to don't want to talk. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear that younger people say smash like in real life. It just makes me feel really sick. But then smash the button, like that's a different context.
I don't hear it in the way that like we're gonna smash tonight. It's usually like past tense. We smashed.
You've even heard it in real life? I've only heard it.
Yeah.
Who are you hanging out with? Where? Who? Do you hang out with a lot of 20-somethings or something?
That's been around for a while. Smash. This is nothing new.
Well, we should stop that. We should smash that trend. We should destroy it in a way that I mean is like smash it, crush it, destroy it, get rid of it.
I know.
We smash.
A pet peeve of mine. And I am guilty of doing this, and I catch myself when I rewatch these sometimes, and then I'm so wanting to like edit out these things that I do sometimes because it drives me nuts. But when people say these ones or these ones, like nails on a chalkboard for me. Do you like these ones or these ones?
What's the problem?
Do you like these or these? There's no ones. There's no these ones.
These ones.
Yeah. Do you like these ones or these ones? See, you're not. If you don't hear this in your everyday life, you're gonna now hear it all the time, and it drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem like one of those things that now that I'm aware, it'll hit my ear. It's not like it'll be happening more. It's just that, you ever do that? You're like, you learn a new word. You're like, I've never heard that word before. And then you start hearing it everywhere. It's not supernatural that all of a sudden that word is being said more. It's just that this is kind of how brains work. We tune out what we consider extraneous stuff by and large. But once it hits your neurology and it's registering in your brain, you're like, I'm hearing it everywhere. These ones, I guess, will probably start bugging me like crazy.
It does. And also the adverbs, when people don't put ly at the end of the adverbs, and you should, and I do it too, and I catch myself sometimes, like when someone says, oh, do that quiet, or instead of quietly, or I should have had more examples ready, and I don't. They'll come up.
Yeah, but that's like the definition of an adverb, right? It's like the way they teach you what an adverb is. It's like, well, those are the ly words.
What do you know one that doesn't end in ly?
I mean, no, I'm not offhand, but I didn't prepare either. Like
it's one of my favorites.
What is it?
When you're playing Mad Libs and it asks for an adverb.
Yeah.
Right. Often is an adverb.
Oh, really?
And that's always a good one to use when you're playing some Mad Libs. Often.
I didn't know. I don't play Mad Libs often.
Wow. Wait, I thought I saw a little bit of. Oh, okay, there we go. We're good.
I don't like the a whole nother. Although I'm sure I say it all the time.
Right.
But a whole nother. The whole other. There's no such word as nother, right?
Right.
But it's super common.
Another pet peeve, because I'm on the pet peeves. When people stop when they get to the bottom, like people on an escalator. There's a bunch of people on the escalator. They're all on the escalator, and then somebody gets to the end and they stop, and there's a million people behind them that are all stacking up. Have you ever like almost ran in people or ran people over that just stop at the bottom of the escalator or the stairs or right in the doorway? Right, you're leaving the grocery store. You got to pace. You and the person behind, you're walking, and then they just stop in the middle of the doorway, and there's nothing you can do, and you inevitably bump into them. Who does that? Who stops in the middle of a doorway? Who stops at the bottom of an escalator or stairs? Who? Drives me nuts.
I always worry that I'll be the person who isn't going quickly enough at the bottom of the escalator,
As long as you're going.
So I try to be that person who's like, okay, how do I, make sure I'm not, like I try to prepare myself to get off the escalator because I don't want to be the person who's like, I'm gonna stop all the people behind me,
You must have some other pet peeves of yours.
I've got all kinds of pet peeves, but I was kind of thinking, I wanted to ask you something about something from a prior show. It wasn't a pet peeve backlog. It was just questions. I wanted to know, like, do you use your cell phone on the toilet? Wow. I feel like we've just crossed into something deep and dark here.
I do. I can't deny it.
Right.
I mean, I think I refer to it in a joking manner to try to cover up the fact that I'm using my phone on the toilet. So I'll say, yeah, I read that while I was hanging dong, you know what I mean, or whatever, right? And
I've had you send me a note saying like, oh yeah, while I was hanging dong. And I was like, David, what the hell does that mean? Is that a common expression out there in the world? Or is that just a Davidism?
You said you thought it was when I was having sex, and that's what it meant.
Well, yeah, hanging dong. Like, I think dong, penis, something sexual. No. But the like hang, on the toilet, I never would have thought that it meant hanging dong.
Well, but anyway, it's deflecting. It's deflecting from the fact that I'm using the phone on the toilet. Right?
So I never realized that was a deflection, but I guess you're right. You introduced some nonsense terminology and people are like, what's he fucking talking about? And I stopped thinking, oh, he's shitting with his phone in his hand.
Oh, wait. No. So big potty.
Okay. Let me back up. I want to give you room to explain this.
We're getting into this. So big potty is one thing. But, and this is something I meant to say before, in my own house, I pee sitting down.
Hey, I want to tell you, I'm here for you. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. We didn't pre-consult on this. I also pee sitting down.
Thank you.
In my own house. Because it makes a huge mess.
Thank you.
It makes a big mess.
Don't say I have OCD and all that shit when it's because I don't want to
support you. What are you coming out of the gate attacking me? I'm just trying to support you.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. So I'm getting better. I am against the whole piss getting all over the bathroom floor. That's disgusting. And I mean, granted, we clean the house every week and the bathroom every week and all that, but I don't want it on the floor and sprinkled about, for the whole week that we haven't cleaned.
I think there's way more men in this situation than care to admit that there is genuinely a lot of men that pee sitting down in their own homes. Okay? But what I'm also going to tell you is that when you routinely sit down to pee at home, sometimes you sit down because you think you got to pee and then a little more happens.
Big potty then happens.
And big potty goes down. Now, you probably picked up the phone before you realized I'm here for little potty. So you can't tell me that you're like, because I think this is where you're going. Like, well, I don't have the phone when I go pig potty. Bullshit. Like,
well, no. If it's in my pocket and I'm going little potty, but I'm still sitting, it's right there. It's my pocket's right there. My phone is in it. Right. So give me some credit. But it's not just the splatter on the floor.
But when is it that you bring
to my pocket? I pull my pants down.
But this doesn't add up. When you bring the phone out, when I said, do you use the phone when you go into the bathroom? And it sounded like you were going to say only when you go
both.
When you go little potty, it's only
no. But while I'm going little potty, maybe I've had I don't know, a lot to drink, and I'm sitting there going little potty for a while. I don't know, and then like you're saying, it turns into big potty. So hey, I got my phone there. I'm going to use it, right?
Yeah.
But let's back up a second. Rugs that people can buy and place around the toilet, the little carpet rug thing, right? How disgusting is that?
There was a time when the bathroom might be carpeted in the past. Have you been into those bathrooms where the whole bathroom is a carpet?
Don't.
From shower to toilet? Like, I've been in those bathrooms, baby.
Me too. Disgusting. And if you did have those little carpet things around the toilet, then especially you should be sitting to pee. Come on. Because they're getting piss on the carpet. Oh, it's disturbing. I can't.
I think I've had this conversation with some females and they don't understand. like why a man, like what happens when a man stands up and pees, the mess that is made. Be like, well, you're not in the urinal. Like, you don't have the experience where you go in the urinal and you look around and like there's the little divider. It's always like a metal with some paint on it. And there's a zone that's like all rusted.
Yeah.
Because it's the splash zone.
Yeah.
Right? Or you go into like somebody's bathroom and like there's a zone where it's like the toilet paper is in the splash zone. So now you're over there and you're like a man, and I was like, oh, the convenience of standing up while I pee, and I don't have to clean this up anyway because somebody else takes care of it. Like, oh, you're also pissing on the toilet paper that somebody's going to put on their
fannies.
And on the fanny.
I'd poo standing up if I could in a public bathroom. I mean, I kind of do. You got to hover a little. I mean, that whatever. Okay, let's move on.
You hover?
You know,
like
well, women do it. Women hover.
I know, women but hover. That's always baffled me. How do they pull that off? Because women generally have stronger lower body strength. You know,
their core. They got a stronger core usually.
Core and lower body, like in the quads. You know, in the legs. Men are like, you know, like stronger, like, you know, up in this, you know, upper body. Women have the lower body strength. And I'm like, okay, and I've heard like, oh, you ski while you pee, and I understand your physiology allows for that, where you can hover because you got the lower body strength, and I couldn't do that. You know, I don't think I can't hang.
Oof. So let's move on. I want to say.
So Snoop, if you want to come on, we got a lot to talk about.
Sarah and Snoop.
Sarah,
I'm sure you guys were watching, and
you know Sarah would talk about this, no question.
Of course she would. Of course she would.
She'd probably beat us to it.
She's a maverick. Probably. What, in your opinion, has staying power in this world that you thought at some point early on, whatever that thing is, would not have had that staying power? Is there anything that you can think of? Like, you want an example?
I don't know.
I can give you an example.
The Spice Girls?
Are they still have staying power? I don't.
Well, they
stuck
around. People know what we're talking about if I say the Spice Girls.
Yeah. Okay,
but I'm saying popular?
Like, they're not. No, they're not.
Okay.
No, I'm saying more like when I was a kid, Disneyland was, you know, that's like sacred, right? Disneyland is sacred, especially when you grow up in Southern California and you go there all the time, once a year or whatever. But it's like, I never thought Disneyland would still to this day be such a powerhouse where people are flying in from all over the world to go to Disneyland, and they're standing in 2-hour lines, and it's sold out, and they charge $1 million to get in now. And granted, it's a brand, and they have an amazing branding, marketing, you know, team over there. But
yeah,
but there's Disney World, but there's other theme parks that have popped up. When, you know, Disneyland was the only one, I get it, and Knott's Berry Farm, right? But now there's a million theme parks out there.
Yeah, but I think you're missing. You don't have children, so
I love Disneyland. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know you do, but there's something that like it repeats in the next generation, and then there's the movies, and then there's what do we do as a family? What can I put on that the kids are going to actually watch? You know, and like then it's okay. What do we go do? You know, for fun, like, and the proliferation of Disney parks maybe was something I wouldn't have expected, like, you know, Euro Disney or Disneyland Paris, as they once called it. I think I didn't expect that it would just grow and grow and grow in terms of the parks that are just like all over the world. But I would never have thought, because I know I started going when I was, it was like probably mid to late 80s. But Disneyland has been around since what? The
50s, right? Or
50s, like early 50s?
60s? 50s?
No,
like
50s, before 50s. Yeah, before 60s. Like that's a, you know, so I'm somewhere. Like, it was popular way before me, so I'm not surprised that it's popular after me.
Yeah.
Are you like one of these people who's like
No,
nothing exists outside of like my lifespan and my?
no, not at all.
If it's
It's not
not
me.
in
I'm just
here,
saying,
then it's
like
not
eventually.
real.
No, yeah, blinders on. That's me. You think that's me? Whatever.
But the
I'm
parks,
saying just
going to the theme parks.
Like, yeah, like I would have never thought, like when I was a kid, wow, yeah, when I'm 50, this thing's going to be more popular than ever. I'm charging an arm and a leg to get in and all. I wouldn't have said that because I would have thought, well, they're going to have a bunch of these and then they're going to be kind of played out. Like Starbucks has staying power, right? Even though there's a million cafes out there now and a million competitors to Starbucks. There are so many different things that are, big chains and coffee house chains. But Starbucks still doing it. Amazon is still like on top of the world in that.
It's still brief enough.
You know what I mean? It's like at some point they're going to get knocked off. At some point that won't be a thing. But man, it has stayed and stayed and stayed. Legos, the fucking little piece of plastic with the little nipples and the little things, whatever. Legos, whatever they're called, the little dot nipple things.
I don't think I've heard them referred to as nipples, but yeah.
Legos, Josh.
Yeah.
Legos.
There's Duplos too.
Yeah, but Legos are still, you can argue Legos are more popular now than they've ever been. Ever.
You can go to Lego theme parks now.
Yeah, but it's a fucking piece of plastic. It's a little piece of, how many billions of dollars did that little invention, which is a little square box with a little nipple on it that plugs into another one.
Can you stop saying nipples?
Legos and Lincoln Logs were my jam when I was a kid. Those were the two.
Yeah.
I don't think there's Lincoln Logs
and
really
Lincoln
anymore.
Logs is not near, they're still out there, but it's not the powerhouse. It hasn't, you're not going to a Lincoln Log land, right? There's not like a theme park for Lincoln Logs, right?
I was looking at the Legos and man, it is nuts to me how expensive Legos have gotten.
Oh, Legos are crazy expensive.
Nuts.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, but stay in power. Like you might think like McDonald's.
Yeah.
But then like things with it like chicken McNuggets. Chicken McNuggets are still a thing.
Yeah.
Happy Meals are still a thing. Happy Meals? By the way, when's the last time you got chicken nuggets?
I will be honest with you. We didn't go to McDonald's. I probably didn't go to McDonald's for like 10 years or something. And then we were going to a show or something, going to a theater show one night or something. I don't remember what was happening. We had to run some errands and we were doing this and that. We had to drive. We were sitting in traffic unexpectedly for a couple hours or whatever. And we were just gonna pass out hungry. And it was like, okay, we just got to eat something before the show because I can't make it. And there was a McDonald's like right there. So we had it, we caved. But then went years after that without having it.
Yeah.
I've had it more recently though. I've had it.
Okay. Let me ask you this to segue to another topic, but related. I think there's like two kinds of people in the world. Do you?
Only two?
In this specific regard I'm about to get into. Do you count your chicken nuggets?
Wow.
Make sure you got the right count.
Well,
like you ordered a 10-piece chicken nugs?
I haven't done that. I don't think no, because I think
you
the last
didn't
time
check to make sure you got the 10 nugs that you paid for?
I think they have a 4 option. And
well, that's super obvious. You don't really have to count 4. It's like pretty sight obvious you got 4 or not, right?
Not buying.
You're gonna find that out. But once you get above like 6, I'm like, you gotta check, right? Like even 8. Even 8. Maybe if you got a 10-piece chicken nugs, you're checked. Like I'm counting that. I'm counting.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Like, I don't want, and then you go to like, there's like chicken tenders versus nugs. Like you might go to like a Chick-fil-A and they're going to give you like, but it's not the same bizarrely consistent shape like a McDonald's. I don't think we're going to get any McDonald's sponsorships anytime soon. It's this formed weird like thing. Right. Like there's no such thing as a chicken nugget, right? But there are such things as chicken tenders. That said, you can still go to Chick-fil-A. Now, I think we're not going to get the Chick-fil-A sponsorship either. Fuck. But you get like a half nug, and it's like, wait a minute, like the normal nug size is like this. And I ordered an 8-piece, and it was like 7 and like a third nug, like a third of a nug. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, that's not. But then Chick-fil-A is so rigged. Their system is rigged because once you're done, you're not going to go get back in that line. That line is gargantuan. You don't go back, be like, oh, I only got third of a nug, like I was supposed to get 8 nugs. And I got 7 and a third nug, maybe 7 and a half. But that last nug was bullshit. But I'm not going to go get back in that line. But I count them. I count them just so I can make sure I stay pissed off.
I would count. If I had kids and family and hell yeah, I'd count because it's a principle. It's not the money. It's the time and the energy and the effort you put in to go and get it. Again, somebody fucks it up. You know what I mean? Your whole day is ruined. So no, we got to make sure we prevent that.
Yeah.
Ruining a day.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, a meal's too important. But
it is. I hate when something is supposed, like to your point, when something is supposed to be, like if you ever go to Cinnabon, right? And they got the whole tray out there underneath the glass thing or whatever. And you're, I want one, please. One cinnamon roll with the nice cinnamon rolls are my weakness in this world. Is
I had no idea. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah. Cinnamon rolls, it's quasi-sexual
like a bear
for me.
Claw? Oh.
No, not a bear claw. A fucking Cinnabon cinnamon roll. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
But when you order it, and there maybe somebody didn't cut the squares evenly, and you can see, right? I get up there and I can see, oh shit, that's a good piece right there. Don't give me that bullshit piece, the corner piece that's all small and crusty on the end. I want that juicy one in the middle that's like literally 50% bigger than the corner one, right? And if I get the corner one rather than it's like I'm not happy. I don't want to have to say, oh hey, make sure you give me that one, 2 over from the right, 3 back, or But it's
what
the
if there's
same
a
price.
fly in there? It's like, what are you doing then?
Won't start. But croissants, same thing. Like you get a chocolate croissant. It's like, okay, well, why is this one so small compared to this one? Same price. I'm not getting charged based on weight. Right? I want. Give me the biggest one you got in that fucking case. You know what I mean? Even if I shouldn't have.
Well, when I was a drinking man, you go somewhere and it's like you get a pint of beer and it's like, it's like a third of head or like somebody's like left it that far. I was like, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. Like fill that properly. Do that well. Just do it well. And I don't think they're necessarily trying to screw me. I think that they're just not aware that I'm out there looking for people that are trying to screw me. So pour me a full pint. Give me full nugs. I don't want to, a full, robust Cinnabon, a good croissant.
Yeah.
Right.
What? No, you had, so that was one of your questions, right?
I don't know anymore. What was my question? Oh, the nugs?
That was one of your questions.
That's a new question. That's not even, it wasn't even one of the old questions I had for you.
All right, shoot.
I read this story. It was per the Visual Capitalist, that humanity will spend a combined total of 500 million years on social media in 2024. Sorry, I had to find that so funny. I can't even read it. But, I thought that was a well-constructed headline.
It is in the sense of before we had phones and before we had social media, all those hours that people are spending now, where did they spend those hours?
Fucking. Oh no, is that wrong? No, I mean, learning. In college, reading books.
Were they? I mean, just because you're hanging dong and looking at your phone doesn't mean that,
I think they were spending much less time. No, they were spending much less time hanging dong.
True.
Before social media and phones, smartphones.
They dropped it and got out.
What are you hanging out in there that long? Like, I understand. There's a parental.
Bad example. That's a bad example. Okay.
Yeah, don't waste my time.
People aren't always in school before we had phones and social media. They weren't just in school and studying and learning. They had their own time, leisure time.
No.
What did you do with those hours?
They were just drinking and smoking.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I lived before that time. I should be able to know this. I mean, when I was a kid, I was out in the dirt digging for worms and shit. You know what I mean? I'm throwing rocks around the yard. I'm finding stuff.
The idea that like humanity's going to spend a combined total of 500 million years on social media in 2024 got me thinking like, okay, what is the world population now? Because when I was growing up, I had a sense of what it's now. World population currently is 8.025 billion. Apparently we hit 8 billion. Nobody knows this, but the calculated date is November 15th of 2022.
Right. So no, we're 8.5 billion now.
Yeah. Well, and we're like 8.02, 8.05 billion. No, we're now above that. It's still, once you're in the 0.025 billions, you're still like pretty high number count. So the world population did not reach 1 billion until estimated 1804.
Right.
It took 123 years to reach 2 billion in 1927. 33 years to reach 3 billion in 1960. 14 years to reach 4 billion in 1974. And 13 years to reach 5 billion in 1987. So the rate of growth of the population is like, it's crazy. What do you think the world carrying capacity is thought to be? How many human beings before the world is like, the planet actually can't sustain this?
I don't know, 11 or 12 billion? I don't know.
It's the common thought is that the world carrying capacity is thought to be about 10 billion. When do you think we are predicted to hit 10 billion?
It's going to be in like 5 to 10 more years or something.
It's not as bad as you think. About 2058 for 10 billion. Because actually, the statistics are showing that the population is going to start slowing down because we're starting to get screwed up enough that you actually can't grow quite as much as you have in the past. So about 2050, we're predicted to hit 9.7 billion. 2050, right? I mean, for those of us who are whatever age, that's not that far off, right?
Okay. And so people that are growing up now, young, you're mentioning 2050. And it seems like, oh, fuck, that's like far off, right?
Think about when you were 25, 26 years ago. We're basically 2025. So,
well, how about when I was 9 years old, or just, listening to Prince, right? Gonna party like it's 1999. And you're like, oh shit, 1999. Yeah, that's like far away, right? We're going to have flying cars and shit by then. We don't have 2024. We do not have anything near flying cars, Josh. You know what I mean? But somehow we thought, even in Back to the Future, the movie Back to the Future, they're in flying cars. In what year? You know what I mean? That they thought somehow the future was coming that fast.
2015. 2015.
Exactly. It wasn't 2515, which is probably more accurate. You know what I mean? Like, where's our flying cars? Anyway, but since we're getting pretty heavy on the science right now, and we're in our science corner of the show, I think it would be funny.
As dedicated scientists like we are.
Yes.
Credentialed scientists.
I think it would be funny because you are the scientist among us, between the two of us at least. I think it would be funny to have a segment every week that is, let's ask Josh. Let's ask Josh. I'm going to ask you something random every week to see if you can answer.
Can we edit it to make me look good, though? I'll agree if we edit it to make me look good.
Of course. That's the only way. That's the only way we're doing it.
Says the guy editing it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
And the little thing is going to play right now. Oh, let's ask Josh. Yeah. So, do you know?
Oh, are we doing it right now?
We're doing it right now.
Oh.
So, get ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what pink mold is?
Pink mold?
Yes.
I would gather it's just a form of mold that is like a non-photosynthesizing mold. It's more of a scum, I would think.
Okay.
What is this? Is this like an Urban Dictionary trick question?
No,
We're gonna find out pink mold is like the shit behind your ears
like
after
blowing
somebody,
or whatever.
yeah,
No.
like somebody humps you behind the head.
No. No, it's not an Urban Dictionary thing or like when something is not stirring the Kool-Aid, right? That was what Tone Loc says that in Ace Ventura. Something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid, man. And I used to say it all the time, right? I've said that. I've said something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid in my life a million times. I swear to God. I said it in a freaking Zoom meeting, in a company-wide meeting. Oh, something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid. And someone goes, what does that mean? And I'm like, it's from Ace Ventura, whatever. And, and I'm like, which it is. Mm-hmm. But then I Googled it really fast. And you look what it actually means on Urban Dictionary. I was like, oh God, forget I ever said that ever, ever in life. And I'm like,
do you think it meant that at the time, or do you think it took on a new meaning after the movie, after the Tone Loc?
Okay, he said it in the way I'm saying it, where it's like, oh, something isn't jiving here. That's basically what it is. Something ain't jiving. Something's not quite right. Oof. So I quickly try to move away from that one and say, no, don't bother looking it up. That's what it means. It means something ain't jiving,
Oof. Well, I don't know. I know pink mold. It's not a term I know, but
So you don't ever have pink mold? You've never gotten it in your bathrooms, your showers?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of, like, I have seen a pink residue in places that I've lived, and it's usually in a bathroom sink or a shower or a toilet.
That's what it is.
Would I have known it as pink mold necessarily? No, but I feel like it's probably not technically a mold.
It is.
It's probably not biologically a mold.
It is.
Is pink mold actually mold?
Wow.
No, pink mold is actually a type of bacteria called Serratia marcescens.
And this has been Let's Ask Josh Something Scientific on 50's the New 30. I don't know if this makes any sense to do every week. It probably is boring and it fell flat. Whatever.
The one-time session. Hey, look, we got to try things. You got to try stuff, right? But like, why wouldn't it be a one-time? Why can't we do it over and over? Just because I was right?
No. You did very well. I'm very proud of you. I've enjoyed our little session this time. We've tried some new things. We have revisited some old things. We're going to make some old things new.
And some mold things.
Oh, wow. Good one. Very nicely done.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Yeah. So let's just circle back to Sarah Silverman.
Oh, Sarah.
Count. The clock has started.
Oh, yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, we put it out there now, and it's a throwdown. We're throwing down, like, okay, Sarah.
Sounds threatening. We challenging Sarah to a fight, or are we just trying to get her on the show?
On the show.
Okay, so let's not fight her. We would never win.
Or Snoop, right?
I don't want to challenge Snoop to a fight. I know for sure I don't want to do that.
Yeah. But Snoop, you know what I mean? Invitation's out there. The ball's in your court. It's in your court. Sarah, it's in your court. This has been good.
This has been nice. It's always good to hear your voice, see your face.
The 233, which is probably maybe 235 by now. Who knows?
I don't know.
Thank you for joining the journey and being on this journey with us. And the person who I called out last time, your hero, who came to your defense, and I said, we're going to talk about it in this one, and we'll see if they post a new comment. They did post a new comment on episode.
I can't find the second comment. I can only find the original.
But you don't know how to YouTube. You don't YouTube good. I will figure it out in a two.
I don't YouTube good. No, that's I can't argue with that. No. I'm sorry.
All right, so let's go back. Sarah,
because I'm almost 50.
we're laying down the gauntlet? I don't know. Sarah and Snoop, laying down the gauntlet. That's it.
It sounds like a challenge.
It is to come on the fucking show.
Are we challenging them to come on our show? That's weird. That's really weird. That's a weird move.
Those 233 people could help her. It'd be a whole new found audience for her, a whole new discovery for him. You know, man, that's 230 sets of eyeballs, which I can't math, by the way. I cannot math good. I said, 1,000 views, that's like 500 sets of eyeballs
you
or whatever.
You can't math goodly.
I can't math good, Josh. I put a comment. I made our own comment in one of our thing, and I said, I cannot math good because 1,000 views is 1,000 sets of eyeballs, not 500. I literally did the math. I was like, my eyes went up in my head, and I was like actually accessing that part of the brain where I'm doing like the calculation, and it was completely wrong. And I watched it back. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Huh? Yeah. Well, look, we're not known for our maths, as they say in the UK. But I just, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what? 233 subscribers. Maybe by the time this gets to Sarah, Snoop, Mr. Dog, it's gonna be like 5,000. Who knows, right?
If we can be at 500 by next week's show, that would be impressive to me.
That would be wonderful. I mean,
when you got gold like snowballs, when you got snowman's balls jokes,
we can ask Sarah and we can ask Snoop if they think that's a funny joke, the way that you told it.
It is. Okay.
But I'm going to then have a conversation with, Snoop is not a professional comedian, but I'm going to ask Sarah Silverman to break down if that joke is actually funny or if she's just being a polite guest.
Okay, great.
Because I think that the joke is not actually funny.
No, everybody I've told that joke to laughs.
Rando.
So, like and subscribe, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And it's been good talking to you, buddy. I will see you next week. I love you.
All right. Love you, man. See you later.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye.